Thank you guys for watching B-Rob again. I am back for another interview. So today I have Miss Devin, and she's going to lay the smack down about what she's doing to pursue her dreams and her experiences as a singer, as an entertainer. And I'm just going to let her have the floor. So Devin, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So can you tell me about when did you realize that you wanted to be an entertainer?
I would have to say when I was in the 8th grade. I had tried to do several sports: basketball, volleyball, swim team. My mom tried everything. My dad tried everything, and I just could not get with it.
Yeah.
And so I was in choir. I'd been in choir probably here. Choir starts in elementary school, but by the 8th grade, you know, I hadn't had any solos, hadn't had anything, so I was just, you know, regular choir kid. We had auditions for We Are Family, the solo for We Are Family, and I got it. Got all dressed up, I got all these accessories, and it was like as soon as I hit the stage for that first solo, I just became a whole different person.
You just felt that energy.
You feel it, and like, we had all this choreography we were supposed to do, and I got out there, didn't do any kind of choreography. I was walking all over the stage. I had the mic, and I was feeling it, and I was coming out, and from then on, I felt like I need to figure out what kind of options I have with being able to do this for a living.
Exactly.
Beyond choir.
I love how you came kind of later in the game, as in some people, you know, they're 3-4 years old, and you know, they're singing, but it goes to show you, you never know when that aha moment comes. So
and I had extreme stage fright up until then. I would, because I've been taking voice since I was 8, but I still had a horrible stage fright. I would sing with my back towards everybody.
Really?
Yes, and my mom was the choir director, and she would say, turn around, turn around, turn around so I can see you. And I would just sing with my back, but after that, I kind of learned, you know, I finally found that this is where I'm supposed to be moment. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually, no matter what path I take, it's all going to lead to my ending of being a singer.
Okay. Now, are you more interested in singing or performing or acting? So what's your ideal?
My ideal, like what I would like to be doing in the next 20 years, I would love to start out with Broadway. That is
New York.
That is, it's just something about being able to tell a story and portray it for people. Sometimes you never know how that can change someone's life. The first show that I ever did was Children of Eden, and it's biblical stories in 2 acts. The first act is out of the creation all the way up to Cain killing Abel, and then the second act is Noah's flood. And I was Mama Noah, and so it was
cool.
nice. It was nice because, you know, all kinds of people come out. People that have never read the Bible came out. People that were strong, hardcore Christians came out. We had nuns come out. It was all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And so after I did that first time, you know, you just feel the crowd, and I was like, I could do this every day, no matter what kind of plays. I've been a witch before. I've been Motormouth Mabel in Hairspray twice. I've been Dragon from Shrek. It's been all kinds of stuff. And you
were in the rendition to Color Purple, right?
I was in the Color Purple as Suge Avery. That has had to be the funnest role I've had. The most free, too. I feel like she and I are a lot alike when it comes to how we think, not actions by far. But, she was very open-minded and very free-spirited, and she just did not believe in, you know, people thinking that, oh, like, you know how Celie thought from the jump that she was just meant to do this for the rest of her life. She was so miserable. Suge Avery was just like, no, you're not a tree. You are not going. You don't have to do this. If this does not make you happy, this does not have to be the path of the rest of your life.
To that. Remember that, people. On a side note, this is do things that make you happy, because if you do things that makes you happy, your life becomes so fulfilling. So, and to go back to what you were talking about, who's your ideal, as in if it's an actress or a singer, a composer, who is somebody that you ideally admire their art?
Oh man, I couldn't just say one. I love Audra McDonald. She is one of my tops. But also I find myself, that's when it doesn't come to musical theater, I find myself being inspired by Nina Simone. Heavily influenced by Nina Simone. As well as singers who are classically trained that many people don't know. Shaka Khan and Jill Scott are both classically trained.
I did not know about Shaka Khan. I could see Jill Scott, but I did not know about Shaka Khan.
Both are classically trained, and they both show that just because you have people think that when I say things like I'm classically trained, that just means that I'm bound to sing opera for the rest of my life. You can take those skills and go and do all kinds of stuff. I've seen it where at one point Jill took a break from singing jazz and neo soul and did some opera stuff. It was a few years ago.
Really?
But yeah, it just shows the versatility of the field.
Now, when you say classically trained, for those who may be watching, what does that actually entail?
How I say it, I'm not gonna give you some weird Webster's dictionary definition, but it literally is, you learn with technique. It's not I get on YouTube for several hours and watch how to sing videos. I have a standard lesson time every week, and we go and we work on repertoire. Most of the time that's for me, go figure, it's spirituals, arias, art songs, and sometimes musical theater, but for the most part it's going to be operatic pieces and arias and art songs and spirituals and stuff like that.
That's cool.
You learn rhythms, and you learn about breath control and breath support, and we go and look at all the definitions of how to phrase the music and whatnot.
Now, I know that Lady Gaga is classically trained, and I think Christina Aguilera, I think she's classically trained.
She has had some, yes, but she had nodes. It's funny, it's the ones that everybody always really admires, and it's like they just have a wonderful voice. They have nodes. Christina Aguilera had nodes. Who else had nodes?
No, what's nodes? What's nodes?
Nodes, the best way to describe it.
Because I'm pretty ignorant, I can't see with nothing.
They're vocal pimples, pretty much. When you sing improperly, incorrectly, or if you're not doing it right. A lot of people like Christina Aguilera because she does that growl thing. You know, yeah. And it
she
just
can make
takes
a
your
1 minute
cords.
song into like 5 minutes.
She can, and that's why she got real jacked up there vocally. I think Ed Sheeran had nodes too not too long ago. But it's when you're really hard on your vocal cords and you're slapping them together and causing friction until you get a growth on there, and they have to go and laser remove them.
I think Celine Dion, she probably had one of those too, and she's one of my favorites.
And sometimes they can take you out. They can take you out for good.
I think Sam Smith, he had to stop. I don't know if it was nodes, but he had to stop singing.
Sam. I think he had nodes too.
Yeah.
It's something, it'll make or break you, I'm telling you. Sometimes it'll change you and give you that different raspy kind of sound, but it's not good for the long term.
Now, what type of, if you could describe your style in singing, what type of style for the viewers who may be wanting to know, how does she sound? What's her niche?
I would say it is a bit of, if I could combine artists, it would be a bit of Ella Fitz mixed in with a little bit of Jennifer Hudson.
Okay.
So it's an odd mix. But I always said I felt like I should have been a musician in the 40s. I feel like I would have been right on, because their singing is really light, and it's you know, it's all structured out, and I feel like every time I sing, no matter what it is, it's structured. All my ad-libs, all my runs are structured. They're going to be the same every time. As creative as I'd like to be, I'm not. I really have to think all day long about what I'm going to do. Even when I was in vocal jazz choir out at Arkansas State, my ad-libs were thought of. Even if I had 20 measures before me, I was like, what am I going to do? This is what I'm going to do. This is going to be perfect. This is every time. No matter how many places we sung that, my ad-libs are going to be the same every time.
Now, Devin, she's throwing a lot of musical jargon at me, so, she's very knowledgeable on music.
I'm so sorry.
So that, and you mentioned the 40s, and it brings up my next topic. What's your opinion, not necessarily on the music industry as a whole, because that's a different video. I can talk hours about that.
Yes.
But as in upcoming singers, like, what's your opinion on them right now? Because they're reaching success, but do they have talent?
I feel like...
And give me some examples. We're not throwing shade, but we just, we want to throw some examples.
I feel like the music industry, and it has even ran over into the classical world. We have talked about this. Some of my friends who are also into classical music is now more so than ever focusing on image. And I know that it's a big part of it, but I feel like you lose the music aspect when you solely focus on image. There are some singers who I felt like are just okay, but they get the pass because of how they look. As you know, I went and auditioned for American Idol, and I watched several singers be told no. But they should have been on somebody's stage.
Yeah.
I saw, and you can almost tell who they're going to pick when they're walking down there. There was one girl, she was the most beautiful girl that I think I'd seen in forever. She looks like a walking Barbie doll. She's tan, long blonde hair, pretty blue eyes, and she had this hot pink dress, and she walked down there with her big old fancy glittery high heels on. And I'm telling you, if that girl was not 2007 Britney Spears, 2007 a breakdown Britney Spears, and they gold ticketed her, which means that she passed 2 and 3 rounds. And she's
tell us about your experience at American Idol.
I've always wanted to audition for American Idol. My mom, she was just really kind of not a big fan of Simon. She thought that Simon would rip me apart being as young when I was then.
He keeps it real.
Because he keeps it real. She thought he was too real, and she thought that she was going to have to be mama bear and be ready to fight on the sideline. So we just, not now, maybe sometime later. Well, I thought about it, and, American Idol has come close and all around, but never to Little Rock. And so with it being the last year, I was like, I need to do it. I thought about 4 or 5 songs. I even took polls on Facebook and asked, what song do y'all think? What song do you think I should sing? I don't want to sing something that everybody else is singing. So I picked Something's Got a Hold on Me by Etta James. I felt like it was different, and I felt like that is my vocal spirit animal. It was a perfect choice for me. I felt like, I didn't have to work too hard. I didn't have to overthink it, and I wasn't nervous. It just came right on out. So we get there, and we have to fill out all these sheets, and it's about your story, what they want to air on TV. So I had to think for weeks about what my story was going to be. As we have talked about, I have lost 245 pounds now. And so I was like, do I want to put that out there for the public to see? Am I ready for the public to see that part of my life? I know that if I become any kind of established musician, it's going to be out there. Anyway, somehow things probably could get leaked. I keep all of my weight loss stuff locked, but you know how the internet is. I was like, well, I'll go ahead and talk about it. So I wrote in long detail, and I wrote also about how supportive our community is. African American community is with us, and how I started a GoFundMe, and people were helping make donations and helping me and coming to all these events, and they always had prayers and kind words and positive thoughts. And I I fill all this stuff out and put it on the table. There's 5 of us in a line. By this time, I don't know if she was just over it, but she stacked all our papers together. She didn't even look at them when we sung. They tried to compliment her. She had a dog. They tried to compliment her and say nice things about her, but she was just like, whatever, who's singing first? Literally, her words, whatever, who's going to go first? And we start singing, we start singing. She stops, sing, stop, sing, stop. When she gets to me, she doesn't even look at me. She's like off in a whole nother world. And then she's like, and then we go up to the table, and she goes, your voice is okay, it's just not not for American Idol.
Really?
So I said, thank
Really?
you. I said, thank you for the experience. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Walk around, and they brutally cut off my wristband and told me I had to go out because it was raining. We had to go outside in the rain. We couldn't come back in, and we couldn't stay in the stadium because we were already in the stadium. All I had to do was walk up the stairs. That's where my bags were. But they made us go all the way outside in pouring rain, come back in.
Wow.
So, yes, and American Idol is not all choked up as it seems. It was very staged.
And on a side note, American Idol, if you're watching this, first of all, I can't even remember the last person who won, or the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that. And you know, it's sad that they try to make it seem like, oh, we're going to enhance your career and all this stuff, but they're brutal. And
there's a lot of stuff that people do not see. It is not all that it's choked up to be. It is very staged.
Even Mariah Carey said that. Those are her exact words. She said it's very staged. She said there were some people, she said, why didn't they go through? Like, she was looking around, she said, why didn't they go through? So
yeah, and you know, they're really salty when it comes to The Voice. They told us when we got there, we were having to pretend to cheer and shout and do all this stuff, and they had people doing idiotic stuff just to have camera time, doing backflips and ninja fighting, like, didn't make any sense. But when we got there and we all sat down, they were like, welcome Little Rock to American Idol. People were screaming, and the guy on the side was like, everybody scream louder, you know, away from the camera. We clearly can hear him telling us that we need to scream louder because they're going through with this big camera on a, whatever it's called that they drive. And so people are screaming, and me, as real and as nonchalant as I am, I'm like, I'm not screaming, don't put me on camera, please don't. Because I'm just like, okay, cool, as if everybody else is not on edge right now. I'm not going to scream.
Exactly.
So he goes, American Idol is for winners. All the losers go to The Voice. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, The Voice may or may not be staged. I don't know. But I feel like everything that I've seen from it has been way more fair.
And they all, like 98% of them actually have a voice.
And they ask you, I didn't say this, but on my paperwork for American Idol, I had to completely water down my experiences because they don't care to hear any of that. They don't care that I enjoy musical theater and that I'm trained and that I have worked with so-and-so won these they don't want to know because they want to mold you. They want to be the ones that say, we made her. She didn't sound like anything before we got here. But on the voice applications, it asks, have you been classically trained? Have you had these kind of lessons? Who have you worked with? Have you entered any singing competitions? Do you have any? You know, they ask these questions. To me, you're going to be paying me because the rate for American Idol, to get paid, you have to pay. I want to say I looked at it before because I wondered how these people were getting paid, how they were making money. It's $1,200 or $1,300 for an hour show. 45 minutes is like $1,100 for 45 minutes, and then 30 is like $900. But you have to sign up for the club, and you pay out $1,400 or so for the club so that you can get paid, because you do not get paid until you make it into top 12. That's when you start getting paid. When they do makeover week, that's when they start getting paid. Because I looked it up. I was like, wonder how do they do this? Because my parents and I talked, you know, what if you get really far, you're going to have to leave your job, what are you going to do? And so it was like, if I would have gotten far and I wanted to, in the top 24, you're going to have to find some way of being able to pay bills and stuff. You really just have to either have that money or find a job that's going to work with you possibly may or may not be making American Idol. My thing was, I didn't want to make it to top 24. I didn't want to make it to the top 12. I just wanted to make it on TV. Tanya Powell made it on TV. Tori Kelly, they told Tori Kelly she had an annoying voice. And look what Tori Kelly is now.
Tori Kelly is killing it in all genres. She's been on BET everywhere. So she's killing it. But thank you so much. We don't want to buy up your time. And this has been an amazing interview.
It's been so much fun. We've got to do it again.
This has been an amazing interview. I mean, she spilled a lot of tea on American Idol. So if somebody is watching and they're watching these shows, hopefully she has inspired you to say,
you just gotta keep going.
Just keep going.